Okay, you are back in the kitchen with Jelly007.com and his new Ninja Foodie and some baby back ribs. But I'm sitting here because I wanted to say a little bit right quick about this device. And this will be I think the 5th night in a row I've cooked supper or something in it. It's a really neat device. Again, I'm not throwing off on some of the other ones, Instant Pot and whatever else that I got. It's just this has a lot of things that makes it exciting to me because I have a lot of recipes that need browning, and it does that. It does some other functions too. In fact, I've cooked steaks in it with and not even used a pressure on it. So I mean, it does it well. I'm considering buying another one. I've got some roasted vegetables I wanted to do tonight, and although there's a lot of recipes in this book right here that I'm dying to try that have roasted vegetables, and they work at the same time. I didn't want to, you can't do it with ribs, or if you can, I couldn't figure out how. So I'm going to do the ribs tonight, and then maybe I'll cook some corn to go with it, but I'll probably just eat these ribs. I think it's 3.5 pounds, so I'll probably get full on ribs. But long story short, if you're thinking about buying one, and again, nobody's paying me to say this. I just do it because when I find something I think works good in the kitchen, I just tell it. And I do say nobody's paying for a lot of stuff. A lot of times nobody's paying for none of this. Not paying me to say it or anything. Just wanted to get that out. But I mean, it's a pretty neat device. And as I've mentioned, every time I've used it, I've been wiping it out with a paper towel when I get done. This non-stick service and this non-stick service, again, on just the 5th or the 4th cook so far, paper towel every time. And then, of course, you wash it. But everything stays right there. You wipe all the fat and the residual stuff from the cook where it doesn't end up in your drain. If you work on your drains, like I said in one of them, it's a pretty big deal. I wanted to show this right quick. This comes off so it cleans a lot easier than it looks. That being said, tonight, baby back ribs. They came from Publix, good looking ones. We're going to put some butt rub on them. In fact, we're doing them a lot like the ones I do in the Instant Pot. My favorite go-to sauce, nobody paid me again. That's a barbecue, a well-known place in Atlanta that their sauce is excellent. You should try it if you like. You should try it. It's really good. We're gonna put a little bit of vinegar. We're gonna put a cup of water, a 1/4 cup of vinegar. I got salt, but the butt rub and the Fox Brothers on ribs, to me, especially when we're gonna cook them with the butt rub. And when they're done, and I think I'm gonna do the 19 minutes like they call for spare ribs, but I'm gonna do 19 because that's what they called for, with just this on them. And then I'll pull them out. We're gonna brown them for a little while with nothing, and then in the last few minutes, Fox Brothers. So here we go. I'm gonna get this going. Just wanted to touch on it right quick. I know a lot of people it's brand new on the market, and a lot of people are looking at them. I got nothing bad to say so far. And if I do, if that changes, I will take my word. I'll tell it. But anyhow, I'll get some of this going, and I'll be right back. Okay, so there's a lot of places on YouTube you can find how to do this. I've even got one up on it. But just for the record, to remove the silver skin, and it means a lot. If you don't, and you're having rib issues, this is what it is. You just pick it with a fork, get a paper towel, grab it, and peel it off. And it is that easy. And I mean, I don't care how long you cook that, you're not going to be able to eat it. It won't break down. So anyhow, that being said, I'm going to get the other one done and get these cut up and in Ninja Foodie. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is just somewhat lightly coat these. I mean, just put a coating on them. But what I'm saying is, this is made for a Boston butt. It's fairly strong, and in my opinion, you don't need to just completely cover it like it is a Boston butt. Just put a light coating on it, but you may find you want more. But my opinion is somewhere around this right here. And I'm going to grind a little black pepper on that kind of for looks, because it's already got black pepper in it. But that fresh ground black pepper to me adds a little bit of look, and you can taste it a lot better. So that being said, that's all we like. I'm just going to do this side with the pepper, and I'm about to get these ready to sit in. By the way, I rinsed those off, wiped them off, wiped them down, toweled them dry, patted them dry with a towel, and I'm going to arrange them in this pot, and we're going to get this started. Okay, so there they are in the pot. I somewhat stood them up, and then I placed the small one in the middle to help stand them a little bit. Then I retouched them with the butt rub, and that's pretty much all I did to them. So I've already pressed the pressure button. It's set for high. So all you have to do, set your lid on, make sure it's sealed. All right, now time we want, what they're asking for is 19 minutes. Again, that is for St. Louis style, which may be a little bit bigger, but I'm going to go with it even though these are baby back. So that being said, we're about to press start. And oh, by the way, I put the cup of water and the 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar in there. So we're fixing to be off and going, and we'll be right back as soon as that right there gets done, which may take it 10 minutes to come up to pressure, but it won't. Within 30 minutes, we should be done. I'll time it. Right now, it's 3 minutes till 9, so we will know for sure here in a minute how long it takes it to come up and finish. Be right back. Okay, so we're coming up on the point where we just do a quick release, and we are there. All I got to do now is release the pressure, because I don't want it to stay in there any longer. But okay, there went the pin. And for the record, let's see, from the time it was 3 minutes till 9. So we're talking 33 minutes total time. Come up to pressure, cook 19 minutes, and bleed down. So let's see what we're looking at. And that looks pretty good. It really does. That will work. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let that steam escape for a minute with the lid open, and then I'm talking about like 5 minutes, 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, I don't know. And when that steam stops coming up, I'm going to lower the crisping lid, and we're going to put it. We're going to start the crisping, and for 10 minutes, and then we pull them out. So be right back, and we'll start that as soon as that steam escapes. Okay, there's 5 minutes that, well, since they've been cooking, probably 2 or 3 minutes since I've opened the lid. So now, all we have to do, I just want you to look in there real good. They look great. They look great. So we're going to lower this lid. And the best part about this device, air crisp, we're going to take it to 400 degrees for 15 minutes. And that's what they call for. I'm sure you can come up with different ones or whatever, and I probably will too. But we're going to let them air crisp for 10 minutes. And then they suggest brushing them in there. I think I'm going to pull them out and do them a different way just to make sure I get them coated like I want. And I got another thing I want to touch on, but we'll do that when we get to that point. So right now, and by the way, well, I don't know whether it matters, but we're at 9:35. So there you go, keeping up with time. Be right back. Okay, so we're coming up on the 10-minute mark, and what I want to say right quick is, I know I'm not eating all those ribs tonight, so what I'm going to do is pull them at this point, assuming I'm going by their directions at a 10-minute air crisp. So, assuming they look like I want, I'm going to place 2 of them in a container and put it in the refrigerator. Or, set them aside for later, or I'm going to put them in the refrigerator for tomorrow. So then I'll reheat them for maybe 10 minutes. That's to be determined. I don't know yet how long that'll take, but I'm assuming around 10 minutes under the air crisp feature tomorrow night or whenever I eat them. And then sauce them just like I'm fixing to do the 2 I'm going to eat. So we're 10, 9, 8. We're getting close to the 10-minute mark. And we are there, close enough. And man, I mean, whoops, there goes the camera going crazy, but they look good. You got to admit, that looks good, just like that. Now, whether I'm going to do anything more to them, I'll know when I pull them out of here. So, just to, right quick, I tell you what, let's pull one out and put it on this plate. I'm going to pick 2 of the prettier ones for me to eat tonight. And That's probably going to be them, but let's get them all out. And you can see they look excellent. Now, I'll also add, I'm not a fall off the bone guy. I don't believe in ribs that fall off the bone. Nothing wrong with them, don't get me wrong, and a lot of people like them, and they are good. I mean, in a competition, you know, from what I've watched on television, I've never been in one, but if your ribs are falling off the bone, you know, you need not turn those in. But you can see, those look great. There's no need in talking about all that. I'm just saying, I think a rib with a texture is better than one that, in other words, if the bone, if it fall off a bone, you're really not eating a rib anymore. The rib's the bone, you know, so you're eating rib meat. Long story, I'm going to get to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right here on the two I'm going to eat. I'm going to put the other two in this container and stick in the refrigerator tomorrow night. And then tomorrow night, I'll put the two that I got in here back in here, or at some point, tomorrow night or next night, and figure out, get an idea how long it takes to reheat something from the refrigerator, and then I'll sauce those. So I'm happy with those. I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pick out the two I'm gonna use, and then I'm gonna add a little more time to that drying, because I'd like for like this side right here, I know I'm gonna eat this one. I'm gonna get it looking a little bit more like this. Not much, you know, maybe, we'll see. But I'll be right back in just a second, and we'll have it figured out better by then. Okay. There's my decision. These two are going in the refrigerator, and this is going for another 3 minutes. That's what I'm going to do. I think that'll be fine. And as you've seen before with this thing, all you do is close the lid, it starts right back up. So after about 3 minutes, I think it'll be where I want. And I'm going to pull those two out. I'm going to put these in the refrigerator, pull those two out, and put the Fox Brothers barbecue sauce on them. And looking very forward to it. Be right back. All right, we're coming up on the 3 minute mark, and I can't imagine it. They're not being just like I want. You can see they're sizzling. I mean, they look excellent. And I used the one the bones pulled away from, because I probably can't eat that one. That's a lot of food. So the reason I'm pulling them out, and in their manual they say do it in the pot, and you could, but I want to make sure I get. I want to get it coated well, and I'm going to do both sides. I'm going to do, you know, I'm doing both sides real well, and then I'm actually going to turn one of these over, because my experience with this so far is that it browns on the bottom as good. Well, with the New York strip I did last night, it browned from the bottom better than it did from the top. So I'm going to turn that one over to the bottom and turn this one like it's sitting. That way I'll get an idea of which way I want to do it. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to change this to 5 minutes and let it go for 5 minutes and see how it looks. But I'll be right back when I get some of that done. Some of this, all I'm going to do is brush this right here on, this Fox Brothers. That's all I'm going to do on all sides, and we're going to put it back in there, but I'll bring you back before I start it. Okay, one last thing before I sauce them is I did an internal temp. I try to do that on a lot of things just to make sure I'm safe. And it's well within pork, which is 145 now. It should be 145 for it's safe to eat according to whoever makes those numbers. They just recently lowered it. So we're looking at 180, 180 degrees. Just so you know. There you go. Okay, so there they are in the pot with the Fox Brothers on both sides. For the record, we're right at 1 hour. So, and my video probably took 10 minutes of that. So you figure 50 minutes at this point, but you can see they look excellent. So now I cleared the timer. It had 2 minutes on it. I cleared that off, and now I'm going to go air crisp 400. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's what I'm doing. 400 for, I'm going to do 5 minutes to start with to just see how they turn out, and I think that'll be enough. I'm not sure. Never done it, so we're going to see. There it goes. We got it started, and as soon as that's done, I'll bring you back. Okay, we're coming up on the complete 5 minutes of cook time with the sauce. We'll let it go all the way to done or whatever, well, cool, whatever it wants to do. And I thought it, let's just see. Those look very good. And I don't see anything wrong with them. We're going to pull those out and cut them up and eat them. I tell you what, let's pull one out right now. Let's see how the bottom side looks. Bottom side looks good. Top side looks good. Those look like baby back ribs to me. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna stick this in the sink. And for the record, we are at, whoops, it's 10:05. So we're an hour and 8 minutes. So I'm gonna let those rest just a minute and cut them up, and I'm gonna eat a little bit of them. We'll be right back. Okay, so there they are at 10:15. And I think you can tell they're as good as, they look as good as any place you're going to get ribs. That looks excellent. I got no complaints, and I haven't tasted them yet, but at this point they look like what I want. They look perfect. They're cooked the way I want. They've got the right crisp. They got everything. I mean, so we're going to see. I'm fixing to eat one, and I'm going to obviously sauce them up a little bit more, but I kind of wanted to eat one right out of the pot, which, I mean, you can see they look good on. It's kind of hard for me to tell what you can see, but there's nothing wrong with that, and it's pretty hard to, you can find them places, but it's pretty hard to do, to get them that perfect at a restaurant. So that being said, I'm going to, that is, if you follow competition cooking or watch it on television, a bite through rib is what the judges want. That is what that is, and it's fantastic. Again, it's good. One pot. Haven't dirtied any other dish other than the one I put in the refrigerator and the ones I sauced them on. And I could have ate these on that if I had not been videoing. Anyhow, in the kitchen with Jelly, jelly007.com. Y'all come back to see me. Like, subscribe, share, all the above. I really appreciate you watching my video. Like I said, I got no problems with the Ninja FOODI. It's really good. Now, you know, whether I do away with all my other pressure cookers, I doubt it, because I can still cook in those and do things with them. They just won't do what this one will do. So it just might be something you want to add to, you know, your things, where you can brown it all in one pot and kind of keep it all centrally located, even outside if you want to, or at your neighbors, wherever you're going. You know, it's portable, just like the other electric pressure cookers. Anyhow, again, thanks for watching, and y'all come back to see me. www.jelly007.com. You can find all my stuff right there. Y'all have a good night.